Most people past 60 carry the same quiet fear: the stiffness in their knees when they rise from a chair, the heaviness in their legs on the stairs, the way fatigue creeps in after even a short walk. They accept these changes as the natural tax of aging, believing weakness and soreness are simply part of getting older. But the truth is more unsettling and more hopeful. These aren't just random aches of time. They are warning signs, subtle messages from your body that it is running low on the very fuel it needs to keep you steady and strong. What most don't realize is that the real crisis begins not in the gym, not during the day, but in the quiet moments just after waking. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body slips into a catabolic state, breaking down muscle tissue for energy. For someone over 60, that daily breakdown adds up quickly, leaving legs weaker each year. The first meal you choose either stops the loss or accelerates it. More than pills, more than exercise, breakfast is the trigger that decides whether your muscles are rebuilt or wasted away. And the timing, within that first hour, is what makes all the difference. Every morning begins the same way for millions of older Americans. The alarm clock buzzes, or perhaps the sun peeks through the curtains, and slowly the body rises after a long night of rest. The joints feel stiff, the legs don't respond with the same spring as they once did, and many people shrug it off as nothing more than getting old. But what goes unnoticed is how the choices made in the first hour after waking silently shape the health of muscles, especially the strength of the legs. The wrong habits repeated day after day become invisible thieves, stealing balance, energy, and independence. These habits are so common, so ordinary, that they hardly feel dangerous at all. Yet they can quietly accelerate the very weakness most people fear. The most widespread mistake is skipping breakfast altogether. Many older adults tell themselves they simply aren't hungry in the morning. Perhaps they've heard that intermittent fasting is good for health, or they prefer to save calories for later in the day. But the body after 60 works differently than it did at 30 or 40. Overnight, during those 7 or 8 hours of sleep, the body enters a catabolic state. That means it burns through stored energy by breaking down tissue, and muscle is often the first sacrifice. By morning, your legs are already being used as fuel. When breakfast is skipped, that breakdown continues. What might seem like a small decision, "I'll just wait until lunch," actually prolongs the very process that makes your legs weaker, step by step, month by month. Seniors who skip breakfast often notice more stiffness, slower walking, and less stability without realizing the connection. Over time, that harmless habit can cost them the independence they value most. Another trap is the reliance on black coffee on an empty stomach. Coffee is, of course, a beloved ritual. The smell of freshly brewed beans can feel like the true beginning of the day. Yet for someone over 60, drinking coffee before eating anything else can quietly backfire. Coffee stimulates cortisol, the body's stress hormone. When there's no food in the stomach to balance it, cortisol spikes higher and triggers even more muscle breakdown. Instead of energizing the legs, it leaves them in a weakened state, amplifying fatigue and shakiness. For years, many have told themselves, "I'm fine with just coffee until noon," without realizing that this very practice is stripping strength from their thighs and calves. Even a small bite of protein before coffee can change that outcome dramatically, yet most don't know the danger hidden in their morning mug. Some people don't skip breakfast. They reach for what seems like a comforting, easy choice: refined carbs like toast or bagels. The golden crust of a toasted bagel, the soft warmth of white bread fresh from the toaster, these foods feel simple and harmless. But inside the body, they provide little more than quick sugar. They lack the proteins, minerals, and healthy fats that muscles need to repair after the night's breakdown. Instead of feeding strength, they create a rapid spike in blood sugar followed by an inevitable crash. That roller coaster leaves legs feeling heavier, balance less steady, and energy drained long before the afternoon. Over time, diets built on refined carbs weaken circulation, encourage inflammation in the joints, and fail to stop the silent wasting of muscle. The legs, which depend on steady fuel and amino acids to stay firm, get almost nothing from these foods. Another seemingly innocent choice is the box of sugary cereals or flavored oatmeal packets stacked high on grocery shelves. Bright packaging promises whole grains, heart healthy, and fortified with vitamins, but behind the slogans lies a dangerous truth. These cereals are often loaded with sugar, sometimes more than a donut. A flavored oatmeal packet that tastes like apples and cinnamon can contain spoonfuls of added sugar, stripping away the natural benefits of oats. For seniors, whose metabolism is slower and whose muscles require precise nourishment, starting the day with a sugar surge is like setting fire to the body's foundation. The energy feels high for a short while, but soon after, the crash arrives. Legs feel tired, knees ache, and the desire to sit down rather than move grows stronger. What should have been a meal to protect independence instead becomes fuel for decline. Then there are those who trust that nature alone provides what they need, choosing a fruit-only breakfast. A bright orange, a ripe banana, or a small bowl of berries can feel like a wholesome, refreshing start. And fruit certainly has its place. It delivers vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants that support health in countless ways. But when eaten alone, fruit lacks the amino acids and proteins the muscles desperately require in the morning. Imagine waking up after a long fast, your body already breaking down leg tissue for energy, and then offering it nothing but sugar, even if it is natural sugar. The body cannot build muscle from fruit alone. The result is a quiet starvation of the very tissues that carry you through the day. Over weeks and months, legs fed this way lose tone, coordination weakens, and balance declines. Fruit should be part of breakfast, yes, but never the whole meal. Each of these mistakes, skipping breakfast, drinking only coffee, leaning on refined carbs, trusting sugary cereals, or settling for fruit alone, seems harmless in isolation. They are easy habits, born from convenience, routine, or long-held beliefs about health. But together they create a pattern that slowly robs strength from the lower body. By 65, 70, or 80, many older adults believe their legs are failing because of age alone, never realizing how much of that decline traces back to choices made in the first hour of each day. The tragedy is that these habits are not just common, they are normalized. Families watch parents and grandparents pour black coffee and nibble on toast and call it normal. Advertisements reinforce the idea that cereals are healthy or that skipping breakfast saves calories. Doctors rarely emphasize the urgency of morning nutrition, focusing instead on exercise or supplements. And so the cycle continues. Millions of older Americans binging each day in ways that accelerate the very decline they most want to avoid. Yet within this cycle lies hope. Because if habits can drain strength, they can also restore it. Recognizing the hidden cost of these morning mistakes is the first step. Understanding that skipping breakfast isn't a matter of willpower, but a biological risk. Seeing coffee not as an enemy, but as something that needs the right partner, protein or healthy fat, to protect the muscles. Realizing that bread and bagels without balance are empty fuel, and that cereals designed for children do not nourish the aging body. Even fruit, wonderful as it is, must join with eggs, yogurt, or seeds to create a meal that rebuilds rather than depletes. For seniors, every morning represents a fresh chance to either protect strength or allow it to slip away. The legs, more than any other part of the body, bear the burden of these choices. They carry us upstairs, across sidewalks, through grocery stores, and into the lives we still want to live. When the wrong foods become the norm, the slow fading of mobility feels inevitable. But when the mistakes are replaced with knowledge, and small changes are made with intention, the story can be rewritten. Independence can be protected. Energy can return. Confidence in every step can be regained. The truth is simple but profound. Aging does not steal strength, habits do. And nowhere is that more visible than in the morning rituals repeated day after day. For anyone past 65, the invitation is clear. Look closely at what you reach for when you wake. That decision, as ordinary as it seems, carries the weight of your balance, your confidence, and your future. When the body wakes after a long night of sleep, it isn't just tired eyes and stiff joints that greet the morning. Deep inside, muscles, especially those in the legs, have been quietly breaking down for hours. Scientists call this a catabolic state, a natural process where the body uses stored protein as fuel after fasting through the night. For someone in their 20s or 30s, this isn't such a big deal. Their muscles bounce back quickly. But past 60, when the body no longer repairs tissue as efficiently, every extra hour without nourishment becomes another brick in the wall of weakness. This is why the first meal after waking is not just breakfast. It is the deciding factor between losing strength and regaining it. It is the signal your body listens for, the one that tells your muscles whether to keep wasting away or begin the process of rebuilding. This meal cannot be an afterthought. It cannot simply fill the stomach with quick calories and sugar. Instead, it must serve as medicine for the legs, a carefully chosen combination of nutrients that protect balance, reduce stiffness, and fuel independence. The right foods in the right window of time, within the first hour of waking, can slow, even reverse, the creeping decline so many older adults assume is inevitable. The key nutrients for leg strength. To understand what breakfast should look like, we must first understand what the legs truly need. These are not just ordinary muscles. They are the largest, most load-bearing tissues in the body. They stabilize the hips, carry weight upstairs, keep balance on uneven ground, and allow independence long after the arms and back have grown weak. To protect them, the body requires 4 essential groups of nutrients each morning. High-quality protein, healthy fats that fight inflammation, minerals such as magnesium, and complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly and steadily. Each group plays a unique role, and together they create a foundation strong enough to hold up the years ahead. High-quality protein sources. Protein is the cornerstone. Without it, the body simply cannot repair muscle fibers. For older adults, the need for protein is actually higher, not lower, than it was decades before. This surprises many people who grew up thinking protein was just for athletes or young men building muscle in the gym. The truth is that after 60, every bite of protein is precious. It provides amino acids, the building blocks the legs use to restore tissue lost overnight. One amino acid in particular, leucine, acts like a switch, telling the body to begin muscle protein synthesis. Without enough leucine, the rebuilding process never starts, no matter how much you eat later in the day. Practical choices are simple and familiar. 2 or 3 eggs, scrambled or boiled, provide complete protein along with vitamins D and B12, both crucial for muscle and nerve function. Plain Greek yogurt offers nearly 20 grams of protein per serving, plus probiotics to calm inflammation. Cottage cheese, smoked salmon, tuna, or even a plant-based option like tofu or tempeh can all fit the bill. Smoothies made with whey or collagen powder deliver a concentrated boost, especially for those who don't feel hungry early in the morning. The target is clear: 20 to 30 grams of protein within the first hour of waking. That single habit alone can flip the body from breakdown to repair. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Anti-inflammatory healthy fats. But protein does not work alone. Muscles and joints are not simply weakened by age. They are inflamed by years of strain, minor injuries, and the low-level fires of chronic inflammation. Healthy fats put out those fires. Unlike the greasy fats in processed foods, the right fats soothe tissues, lubricate joints, and help the body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like D and K, nutrients directly tied to muscle contraction and bone strength. Avocados are one of the most powerful allies, rich in monounsaturated fats and potassium. A few slices on toast or mashed into a bowl can reduce cramps and stiffness. A drizzle of olive oil over eggs, a handful of walnuts or almonds, or a spoonful of chia or flax seeds stirred into yogurt all add anti-inflammatory strength to breakfast. These fats do more than calm sore knees. They also stabilize energy, making sure that the strength gained from protein lasts through the morning instead of burning out in a sugar crash. Magnesium-rich foods. Another silent weakness in older adults is a lack of magnesium. This mineral, often overlooked, is essential for over 300 processes in the body, including circulation, nerve signaling, and muscle contraction. Low magnesium levels often show up as leg cramps at night, restless legs, or fatigue that no nap can cure. For the legs, magnesium is as vital as protein. Fortunately, it is easy to weave into breakfast. A handful of pumpkin seeds, a sprinkle of dark chocolate with high cacao content, or leafy greens such as spinach blended into a smoothie provide generous amounts. Even a few almonds or cashews can contribute meaningfully. Adding magnesium-rich foods each morning not only reduces cramps but also improves the way muscles use protein, making every gram more effective in building strength. Complex carbs for steady energy. The final piece of the puzzle is fuel. Muscles cannot rebuild on protein and fat alone. They need steady energy to power the repair process and to carry the body through daily activity. The mistake many make is choosing fast-burning carbs, white bread, sweetened cereal, or flavored oatmeal packets that deliver a spike of sugar followed by a crash. The legs respond poorly to this roller coaster, often feeling heavier and less stable as blood sugar dips. Complex carbohydrates provide a different story. Steel-cut oats, whole grain toast, or roasted sweet potato slices release glucose slowly, feeding the muscles without overwhelming the body. They combine beautifully with protein and fat. Oats with chia seeds and almond butter, toast with avocado and eggs, or sweet potato with Greek yogurt. The result is balanced energy, strong steps, and fewer moments of dizziness or fatigue through the morning. Timing. Why the first hour matters. Yet even with the right foods, timing is everything. The body after 60 cannot afford long delays. When you wait until mid-morning or later, the catabolic state from sleep lingers, eating away at precious leg tissue. Think of it as a fire that started overnight. If breakfast is the extinguisher, waiting too long means the flames have already spread, and the damage grows harder to reverse. Eating within 30 to 60 minutes flips the body into repair mode quickly, halting the breakdown before it steals more strength. This doesn't require a feast. Even a modest plate, a boiled egg with a slice of avocado, a spoonful of Greek yogurt topped with nuts, or a small bowl of oats with pumpkin seeds, can make the difference. The goal is not fullness but nourishment. It is not about calories but about signaling the body to rebuild rather than deteriorate. For someone over 65, every morning is an opportunity to rewrite the story of aging legs. Too many people have resigned themselves to weakness, believing it is their destiny. But the science is clear. With the right nutrients, provided at the right time, the body is capable of remarkable resilience. Muscles can regain tone, steps can become steadier, and the fear of falling or losing independence can be pushed back, sometimes for years. The solution is simple, yet powerful. Stop skipping breakfast. Stop leaning on sugar and empty carbs. Instead, reach for protein that repairs, fats that calm, minerals that protect, and carbs that fuel without crashing. Do it within the first hour of waking, and watch as the legs begin to feel lighter, stronger, and more reliable. This is not just a dietary choice. It is a daily declaration of independence. A reminder, each morning, that aging does not have to mean surrendering strength. It can mean reclaiming it, one breakfast at a time. By the time most people reach their 60s, their breakfast choices often look very different from what they once were. Some skip the meal entirely, others settle for coffee and toast, while a few choose fruit or a quick bowl of cereal. Yet, research shows that the very first foods you eat in the morning can shape the fate of your muscles, especially the strength of your legs. After decades of believing that weakness is inevitable, many seniors are surprised to learn that a handful of simple, familiar foods can actually protect mobility, sharpen balance, and restore energy. These aren't exotic supplements or powders with impossible claims. They're everyday foods, affordable and accessible, that have been quietly nourishing strength for centuries. For older adults, they become nothing less than golden allies. Among them, 5 stand out as the most powerful: eggs, Greek yogurt, oats, avocados, and wild salmon. Together, they form the foundation of a breakfast that doesn't just fill you up, but actively rebuilds the body. Eggs, complete protein and leucine boost. Few foods are as ordinary yet extraordinary as the humble egg. It sits in nearly every refrigerator, often overlooked, but it is perhaps the closest thing to nature's perfect muscle food. Each egg carries about 6 to 7 grams of complete protein, which means it contains all 9 essential amino acids the body cannot produce on its own. For someone over 60, this matters more than ever. Muscles need those amino acids each morning to stop breakdown and begin repair. One amino acid in particular, leucine, is critical. Think of it as the ignition key that turns on muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body rebuilds the fibers worn down overnight. Without leucine, muscles remain in an idle state, unable to repair. Eggs provide leucine in abundance, making them an invaluable start to the day. Beyond protein, the yolk is rich in vitamin D, which supports balance and bone strength, along with B12 and choline for nerve and brain health. Studies consistently show that older adults who eat eggs regularly maintain stronger grip, steadier balance, and greater leg power compared to those who avoid them. Best of all, eggs are versatile. Scrambled, hard-boiled, poached, or folded into an omelet with leafy greens, they can adapt to any morning routine. Even 2 eggs, paired with vegetables or whole grain toast, can shift the body out of muscle loss and into repair within minutes. Greek yogurt, high protein and probiotics. For many seniors, yogurt has long been a familiar comfort food. But not all yogurts are created equal. Greek yogurt, thicker and creamier thanks to its straining process, contains nearly double the protein of regular varieties, often 15 to 20 grams in a single cup. That alone makes it a powerhouse for rebuilding muscle each morning. Protein aside, Greek yogurt brings other gifts. It is loaded with calcium, essential for both bone and muscle contraction, and it delivers probiotics, the good bacteria that support digestion and calm inflammation. For older adults who struggle with bloating or gut issues, these probiotics can make every other nutrient more effective by improving absorption. Greek yogurt also contains potassium, a mineral that reduces cramps and supports healthy blood pressure. But here is the key: avoid flavored varieties filled with sugar. They undo the very benefits the yogurt provides. Instead, plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, preferably full-fat for satiety, becomes the ideal canvas. Add a sprinkle of chia seeds for fiber, a few walnuts for healthy fats, or a handful of berries for antioxidants, and you have a meal that supports not just muscles, but also joints, nerves, and circulation. Some even stir in collagen peptides for added support to connective tissue. The result is a breakfast that is light, satisfying, and deeply nourishing, perfect for a body over 60 that needs every advantage it can get. Oats, steady carbs, and muscle-friendly minerals. While protein and fat form the backbone of muscle repair, energy is still essential. This is where oats shine. Unlike refined carbs such as white bread or sweetened cereals, oats are a low-glycemic food, meaning they release energy slowly and steadily. For seniors, this prevents the mid-morning crash that often follows sugary breakfasts. Instead, oats provide a stable stream of fuel that keeps legs moving confidently and minds focused throughout the morning. Oats carry another hidden strength. They are packed with minerals that directly benefit the muscles. Iron helps deliver oxygen to working tissues, while magnesium eases cramping and supports circulation. They also contain beta-glucan, a soluble fiber known to reduce inflammation and support heart health, both of which play a role in how strong and steady the legs feel. But not all oats are equal. Instant packets, often flavored and sweetened, strip away nutrients and drown the rest in sugar. Steel-cut or old-fashioned rolled oats are the true choice for muscle health. Cooked slowly and topped with almond butter, pumpkin seeds, or cinnamon, they transform into a powerful breakfast bowl that combines energy, protein, and anti-inflammatory compounds in one meal. For those who grew up with oatmeal as a childhood staple, rediscovering it in this healthier form can feel both nostalgic and empowering. Avocados, anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Muscle loss is not just about protein deficiency. Inflammation, the quiet fire that smolders in joints and tissues, plays just as large a role in how legs feel after 60. This is where avocados rise to the top. Packed with monounsaturated fats, they act like a soothing balm for sore muscles and stiff joints. Their rich supply of potassium, higher than that of bananas, helps prevent cramps, while vitamin K supports both circulation and bone strength. Avocados also contain glutathione, a powerful antioxidant that aids in tissue repair and detoxification. For older adults who find themselves dealing with daily aches, avocados can bring noticeable relief over time. They are also deeply satisfying, reducing the urge to snack on sugary foods later in the day, which indirectly protects muscle health as well. In practice, avocados are remarkably versatile. They can be sliced onto sprouted toast with olive oil and sea salt, mashed and paired with hard-boiled eggs, or blended into a green smoothie with spinach and protein powder. Even half an avocado each day can make a measurable difference in inflammation, energy, and muscle resilience. For seniors accustomed to thinking of avocado only as a trendy food for younger generations, discovering its role as a true anti-aging ally can be a revelation. Wild salmon, omega-3 and vitamin D for strength. Finally, there is wild salmon, perhaps the most powerful of the 5 foods. While it may not be a typical breakfast item, its benefits for muscles and nerves are unmatched. Salmon is loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation at the cellular level and support the repair of muscle tissue. It also provides vitamin D, crucial for balance and leg strength, especially since deficiencies are common in older adults. Beyond these, salmon delivers B12 and selenium, both of which protect nerves from degeneration and support healthy aging. Eating salmon even 2 or 3 times a week can create dramatic improvements in mobility, energy, and stability. For those unable to access wild salmon regularly, sardines and mackerel provide similar benefits. In the kitchen, Salmon can be enjoyed in countless ways. Smoked salmon layered over whole grain toast with avocado, flaked into scrambled eggs, or mixed into a breakfast bowl with greens and olive oil creates a meal both delicious and healing. Its richness pairs well with lighter foods, turning an ordinary breakfast into a therapeutic ritual. For older adults seeking not just strength but also cognitive protection, salmon offers a dual benefit. It nourishes both muscles and the brain, bringing it all together. What makes these 5 foods extraordinary is not just their individual power but how they work together. Eggs supply the protein trigger for muscle repair. Greek yogurt adds bulk protein, probiotics, and calcium. Oats fuel the process with steady energy and minerals. Avocados calm inflammation and prevent cramps. Salmon fortifies cells with omega-3s and vitamin D. When combined across a week of breakfasts, they provide the complete package the body needs to preserve independence well into the 70s, 80s, and even beyond. These foods are not exotic or complicated. They do not require special diets or expensive supplements. They are accessible to nearly everyone, yet most people overlook them in favor of quicker, sweeter, or cheaper options that slowly erode muscle health. For seniors determined to protect their legs, the message is clear. Strength begins at the breakfast table. A plate with any of these golden foods is not just a meal, it is a promise to your future self. The truth is, aging does not have to mean surrendering balance, mobility, or freedom. With the help of these 5 foods, mornings can become a time of renewal rather than decline. Each bite is a step away from weakness and a step toward resilience. Each plate is a declaration that independence can endure. For anyone over 60, these are not just foods. They are allies, golden tools for building the kind of life you still want to live. For decades, Americans have been told that certain breakfast choices are wholesome, quick, and even heart-healthy. Grocery store aisles are stacked high with boxes covered in bright colors, cheerful slogans, and claims of whole grain, low fat, or good for your heart. The truth, however, is less comforting. Many of the foods most commonly marketed as a healthy start to the day are, in fact, quietly harmful, especially for adults over 60 who depend on strong legs and steady energy to stay independent. These foods don't look dangerous, and in some cases, they taste nostalgic, reminding us of childhood mornings before school. But hidden beneath the cheerful labels and familiar flavors lies a hard fact. They rob the body of muscle support, accelerate fatigue, and increase inflammation. To protect leg strength, it's essential to see through the marketing and understand why these seemingly innocent options are part of the problem, not the solution. Sugary cereals, even whole grain ones. Cereal has been a breakfast staple in America for more than half a century. For many, pouring a bowl of flakes and adding milk feels like the definition of a quick, easy, and even healthy meal. The boxes often boast whole grains, or fortified with vitamins. Yet most cereals, even the so-called whole grain ones, are heavily processed and loaded with added sugar. A single serving can carry more sugar than a glazed donut, and most people pour twice the recommended portion without realizing it. For someone over 60, starting the day with a sugar bomb sets off a damaging chain reaction. Blood sugar spikes quickly, giving a burst of energy, but soon after, levels crash. That crash leaves the legs feeling heavy, balance shaky, and energy drained. Worse still, sugar promotes inflammation in the joints, aggravating stiffness that already makes mornings difficult. And because cereal provides little protein, it does nothing to halt the muscle breakdown that began overnight. The result, a breakfast that tastes comforting but quietly steals strength day after day. Flavored oatmeal packets. Oatmeal by itself is one of the most nourishing foods you can eat in the morning. Steel-cut or rolled oats release energy slowly and are packed with fiber and minerals that protect muscles. But the instant flavored packets lining store shelves are a very different story. Designed for speed and taste, these packets are often stripped of nutrients and filled with artificial flavorings, preservatives, and, once again, large amounts of sugar. Take a popular maple and brown sugar oatmeal packet. It may seem like a warm, hearty choice, but a closer look at the label often reveals more added sugar than natural oats. The body reacts to it the same way it reacts to candy. A sugar spike followed by a crash, leaving muscles underfed and energy depleted. Seniors who rely on these packets may believe they are making a healthy choice when in reality, they're feeding the very cycle of weakness and fatigue they want to avoid. Real oats can be transformative for leg strength. but the flavored instant kind belongs in the same category as dessert. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Toast with jam or butter. Few breakfasts feel simpler or more familiar than a slice of toast. For many older Americans, it's been a morning ritual for decades. The quick crunch of bread topped with a swipe of butter or a smear of jam. But as harmless as it seems, toast with jam or butter is one of the weakest ways to begin the day. White bread and most conventional bagels are refined carbs stripped of their natural fiber and nutrients. Once eaten, they turn almost instantly into sugar in the bloodstream. Butter provides fat, yes, but without protein or other nutrients to balance it, it does little for muscle repair. Jam is essentially concentrated sugar spread thinly across the top. This combination gives the body calories without nourishment. It fills the stomach for a short while, but leaves muscles starving for the amino acids and minerals they require to rebuild. Over months and years, this pattern compounds, leaving the legs weaker and energy levels unstable. The tragedy is that toast can be part of a healthy meal, when paired with avocado and eggs, for example. But on its own with jam or butter, it's an empty ritual that accelerates decline. Store-bought fruit smoothies. Smoothies are often marketed as the ultimate health food. Bright bottles in the refrigerated section promise antioxidants, vitamins, and natural energy. But many store-bought smoothies are little more than glorified fruit juice, loaded with sugar and stripped of the fiber found in whole fruit. Some contain more sugar than a soda. For older adults, these smoothies can be especially deceptive. They may provide quick energy, but with no protein or healthy fat, they do nothing to stop overnight muscle breakdown. Instead, they push the body further into a cycle of sugar spikes and crashes. The legs feel wobbly, the body craves more food sooner, and inflammation quietly increases. Even smoothies that claim to have added protein rarely provide enough, often just a few grams compared to the 20 or 30 grams seniors truly need in the morning. A homemade smoothie with Greek yogurt, seeds, and leafy greens can be a powerhouse for leg health. But the store-bought versions, however convenient, are more enemy than ally. Low-protein breakfast bars. Convenience has long been the selling point of breakfast bars. Toss one in your bag, unwrap it on the way out the door, and feel like you've made a smart choice. Many even market themselves as all-natural, organic, or energy-boosting. Yet the truth is sobering. Most breakfast bars are nothing more than candy bars disguised in better packaging. They are usually high in sugar, low in fiber, and critically low in protein. Look closely at the nutrition label and you'll often see only 2 or 3 grams of protein per bar. Far less than the 20 to 30 grams older adults need to flip their bodies into repair mode in the morning. What these bars do provide in abundance is quick carbs, artificial flavors, and preservatives. They may stop hunger for an hour, but they fail to deliver the nutrients muscles crave. Over time, relying on them as a healthy option leaves legs weaker, joints stiffer, and mornings drained of energy. Seeing through the illusion. The common thread running through all these foods is that they provide the appearance of health without the reality of it. They are convenient, they taste familiar, and they're often marketed with words like wholesome, natural, or whole grain. But the body doesn't respond to marketing slogans. It responds to nutrients. And these foods lack the protein, healthy fats, minerals, and slow-burning carbs that older muscles require to thrive. For someone over 60, eating these foods day after day is like building a house on sand. It may stand for a while, but the foundation is weak, and eventually it collapses. Leg muscles grow thinner, steps become shorter, and the risk of falls increases, all while the person believes they've been doing the right thing. The good news is that awareness is the first step toward change. Once you recognize that cereal, flavored oatmeal, toast with jam, store-bought smoothies, and low-protein bars are not allies, you can replace them with foods that truly nourish strength. And here lies the hopeful message. It doesn't take radical change. Switching a sugary cereal for steel-cut oats with nuts and seeds. Replace a store-bought smoothie with one blended at home with Greek yogurt and spinach. Choosing eggs and avocado instead of toast and jam. These small adjustments, repeated consistently, can transform mornings from a time of weakness into a time of healing. Aging doesn't demand giving up strength, but it does demand seeing clearly. The foods that masquerade as healthy are often the very ones accelerating decline. For those determined to keep walking steadily, climbing stairs confidently, and living independently, the path forward begins by sweeping away the illusions and choosing nourishment that truly serves the body. After 60, every breakfast counts, and the difference between strength and struggle often lies in seeing through the promises on the box. After years of waking up to the same rushed breakfasts, coffee alone, a piece of toast, or a sugary bowl of cereal, many older adults feel stuck in habits that no longer serve them. They may understand, in theory, that protein and nutrients are essential for leg strength, yet struggle to imagine what an actual week of nourishing breakfasts might look like. The good news is that building muscle-protecting meals doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't require exotic ingredients, chef-level skills, or hours in the kitchen. With just a bit of planning, you can create a 7-day blueprint that provides the exact balance of protein, healthy fats, minerals, and complex carbs your muscles crave. This plan is flexible, easy to adapt to personal taste, and designed specifically for bodies over 60. Each day builds on the same principles but adds variety so breakfast never feels boring. Think of it as a roadmap. Simple, repeatable, and powerful enough to transform the way your legs feel week by week. Day 1. Muscle Builder Omelette. The week begins with a classic powerhouse, the omelette. Eggs, as nature's complete protein, provide leucine to trigger muscle repair. By adding sautéed spinach, onions, and mushrooms, you boost magnesium, iron, and antioxidants. A side of sliced avocado brings healthy fats and potassium, helping to prevent cramps. A slice of sprouted grain toast rounds out the plate with steady energy. Pair it with black or green tea for a gentle lift without the harsh cortisol spike of coffee on an empty stomach. This combination doesn't just fill you up, it sets the tone for the entire week, reminding your body from the very first morning that it is being nourished, not starved. Many older adults who start with this breakfast notice less stiffness in their legs before lunch, as the nutrients are already hard at work. Day 2. Greek Yogurt Power Bowl. On the second morning, the focus shifts to a meal that is cool, creamy, and effortless. The Greek Yogurt Power Bowl. Plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt is packed with protein, often 15 to 20 grams in a single serving, enough to flip the body into repair mode. Topping it with chia seeds adds fiber and omega-3s, while a handful of blueberries delivers antioxidants that fight inflammation. Walnuts bring in healthy fats, and a sprinkle of cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar. If desired, a scoop of collagen peptides can support joints and connective tissue. This breakfast is quick to assemble, perfect for busy mornings, yet deeply nourishing. It also gives the digestive system a probiotic boost, which helps older adults absorb more nutrients throughout the day. By the end of the morning, legs often feel lighter, steadier, and energized, thanks to the balanced combination of protein, fats, and micronutrients. Day 3. Protein Oats with a Twist. For many, oatmeal was a childhood staple, and it remains one of the most comforting breakfast options. But for seniors, it becomes even more valuable when upgraded with muscle-supporting add-ins. Begin with half a cup of steel-cut or rolled oats simmered in water or milk. Stir in a spoonful of almond butter for protein and healthy fats, along with pumpkin seeds for magnesium and zinc. A sliced banana or pear adds natural sweetness and potassium. For extra anti-inflammatory benefits, sprinkle flax seeds or cinnamon on top. Unlike instant oatmeal packets, this version provides slow-releasing energy and key minerals that protect circulation and prevent cramps. Seniors who try this meal often notice fewer mid-morning crashes and steadier energy for walks or light exercise later in the day. It is hearty, filling, and deeply satisfying. Proof that simple foods, when prepared thoughtfully, can feel like medicine for the body. Day 4. Smoked Salmon Toast. By midweek, variety keeps things interesting, and smoked salmon toast delivers both flavor and powerful nutrition. Start with a slice of whole grain or rye bread, layered with creamy mashed avocado. Add 2 ounces of wild smoked salmon, squeeze fresh lemon juice over the top, and finish with a sprinkle of dill. On the side, include a small salad of mixed greens drizzled with olive oil. This breakfast is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and help muscle cells repair themselves. The salmon also provides vitamin D, essential for balance and bone health, while the avocado and olive oil support joint function. Although it may feel more like a luxury, smoked salmon 2 or 3 mornings a week can dramatically improve mobility and energy. It also adds variety, reminding older adults that healthy eating does not have to feel repetitive or bland. Day 5. Egg Veggie Breakfast Bowl. On Friday, the routine shifts back to the reliable egg, this time in the form of a colorful breakfast bowl. Scramble 2 eggs with bell peppers and zucchini, creating a vibrant mix of flavors and nutrients. Add a 1/4 cup of cooked quinoa, which is a plant-based complete protein and a source of fiber. On the side, include a few slices of avocado and a small bowl of Greek yogurt with cinnamon. This meal combines animal and plant proteins, complex carbs, and healthy fats in a single sitting. Quinoa provides all 9 essential amino acids, something few plant-based foods can offer, making it particularly valuable for seniors. The mix of textures, soft eggs, crunchy vegetables, creamy yogurt, makes this breakfast feel satisfying and joyful. It also provides lasting energy, fueling errands, gardening, or light workouts with ease. Day 6. Tofu Scramble, plant-based option. Variety isn't just about taste, it's about giving the body different nutrients. On the 6th day, the plan includes a fully plant-based option, the Tofu Scramble. Start with half a block of firm tofu, crumbled and sautéed with turmeric, garlic, and spinach. Turmeric reduces inflammation, garlic boosts circulation, and spinach adds magnesium and iron. On the side, serve roasted sweet potato rounds for steady carbs, plus a small bowl of berries with walnuts for antioxidants and healthy fats. This breakfast proves that plant-based meals can be just as powerful as those built around eggs or dairy. For older adults who may be lactose intolerant or simply enjoy variety, Tofu Scramble provides an excellent alternative. It supports muscle repair, reduces stiffness, and provides long-lasting energy without heaviness. Many seniors find this option surprisingly satisfying, even if they've never tried tofu before. Day 7. Light but powerful combo. The final day of the week offers a lighter option, perfect for mornings when appetite feels smaller. A single hard-boiled egg provides complete protein. 1 slice of sprouted grain toast with almond butter offers steady carbs and healthy fats. A small bowl of Greek yogurt with chia seeds delivers additional protein and fiber. Pair it with a cup of herbal tea or warm water with lemon. Though lighter, this breakfast still meets the essential rule: protein, fat, and complex carbs within the first hour of waking. It reminds us that breakfast doesn't need to be heavy to be effective. Even a simple plate can shift the body from breakdown to repair, protecting muscle strength and balance. The blueprint in action. What makes this 7-day plan powerful is not just the nutrients, but the routine it creates. By repeating these meals, or rotating favorites, seniors establish consistency, which is the true key to lasting strength. The body thrives on patterns. Muscles respond best when they are fed the same way each morning, without long gaps or confusing signals. Within a week, many older adults notice less stiffness and steadier energy. By 2 weeks, balance feels stronger, and fatigue eases. After a month, even ordinary activities like walking to the mailbox or climbing stairs feel easier, as the legs begin to rebuild strength. This plan is not a diet. It's not restrictive or complicated. It is a blueprint for living with independence. Each breakfast acts like a brick, rebuilding the foundation of strength one morning at a time. For seniors, this is the path not just to healthier muscles, but to the freedom to live, move, and thrive well into the years ahead. Morning is more than just the start of a day. It is the foundation upon which strength, independence, and vitality are built. For those over 65, the hours immediately after waking carry even greater weight. The body has spent the night fasting, dehydrated, and slowly breaking down muscle tissue for energy. By the time the sun peeks through the curtains, your legs are already asking for help. What you do or don't do in these first hours can mean the difference between a day of steadiness or a day of stumbling, between confidence and hesitation, between strength and decline. While breakfast is the cornerstone, there are other steps just as vital. Together, they create a full morning routine that not only nourishes the body but also activates it, protects it, and sets the tone for the rest of the day. Step 1. Hydrate within 15 minutes of waking. The first mistake many older adults make is heading straight for coffee. While comforting, coffee on an empty, dehydrated stomach can heighten stress hormones and worsen muscle breakdown. The truth is that after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, the body wakes up mildly dehydrated, and muscles deprived of fluid are more likely to cramp, stiffen, or feel weak. Hydration is not simply about quenching thirst, it's about turning the gears of the body back on. The solution is simple. Within 15 minutes of waking, drink 12 to 16 ounces of water. Some prefer it warm, others cold, but both restore circulation and prepare muscles to receive nutrients. Adding a slice of lemon supports digestion, while a pinch of sea salt can replace electrolytes lost overnight. Herbal teas can work too, as long as they are hydrating. This small ritual clears the cobwebs, loosens stiffness, and primes the body for what comes next. It is the signal your legs need to start moving fluidly again. Step 2. Eat a muscle-supporting breakfast. Within an hour of waking, the body needs fuel. Not just any fuel, but the kind that directly repairs muscle fibers and protects mobility. The science is clear. 20 to 30 grams of protein, paired with healthy fats and complex carbs, flips the switch from catabolic breakdown into anabolic repair. This is not about eating a heavy meal, but a targeted one. Eggs scrambled with spinach, Greek yogurt topped with nuts and berries, steel-cut oats stirred with almond butter and seeds. Each of these meals fits the blueprint. For those who don't feel hungry early, even a boiled egg, a small bowl of yogurt, or half an avocado with toast can make a difference. The point is not fullness. The point is signaling to the body that it is safe to rebuild. Seniors who adopt this habit often notice improvements within 2 weeks. Legs feel less sore, energy lasts longer, and balance feels steadier. Skipping breakfast or grabbing processed carbs keeps the body in breakdown mode, while eating intentionally within the first hour provides a lifeline to strength. Step 3. Add light movement after breakfast. Food fuels repair, but movement distributes that fuel. Within 30 to 90 minutes after eating, light activity helps deliver nutrients to the very muscles that need them most. This does not mean exercise in the traditional sense. No gym membership or intense workout is required. Instead, think of it as activation, a way of waking up the legs, joints, and circulation for the day ahead. A 10 to 15-minute walk around the block, gentle stretches for the calves and thighs, ankle rolls while seated, or simple heel raises at the kitchen counter are all powerful. Even marching in place while brushing your teeth can improve blood flow. The goal is not calorie burning but circulation. When muscles receive fresh blood and oxygen, stiffness eases, energy rises, and balance sharpens. For many older adults, these small acts reduce the risk of falls dramatically. Movement is the bridge between nutrition and strength. It delivers the breakfast you just ate to the very fibers that need rebuilding. Step 4. Watch for hidden signs of muscle loss. Muscle decline is often silent at first, showing up in small, subtle ways rather than dramatic weakness. Catching these early clues can make the difference between reversing the trend and letting it progress unchecked. Many seniors dismiss these signs as just aging, but they are, in reality, warnings that the legs are not getting the support they need. Watch for moments when you push yourself up from a chair using your arms instead of your legs. Notice if you hold onto walls or counters more often while walking through the house. Pay attention to whether stairs feel steeper than they used to, or if your stride has grown shorter and slower. Do you hesitate before standing? Do your legs feel unusually tired after carrying groceries or doing yard work? These are not just quirks of age. They are the body's way of whispering that muscle loss is underway. Recognizing them early allows you to respond with better nutrition, hydration, and movement before the decline grows harder to reverse. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Step 5. Stay consistent, not perfect. Perhaps the most important truth about building a morning routine is this: perfection is not required. Consistency is. Many older adults give up because they miss a day, forget to stretch, or eat a less than ideal breakfast. But the body does not demand flawless effort. It rewards steady patterns. If you follow your morning routine most days, the benefits will accumulate. If you miss a day, you simply start again the next day. One practical strategy is to pick 3 breakfasts you enjoy and rotate them. Another is to prepare in advance. Boil a batch of eggs, chop vegetables for omelets, or portion oats the night before. Setting out a water glass on the nightstand can remind you to hydrate first thing. Creating small rituals builds momentum, and momentum builds strength. Over weeks, these habits become second nature, and the body begins to expect nourishment, movement, and hydration each morning. The result is not just stronger legs, but a stronger sense of confidence and control over your health. The bigger picture. When these steps are combined, Hydrating early, eating a protein-rich breakfast, moving lightly, staying alert to warning signs, and practicing consistency, they create a rhythm that transforms mornings. Instead of waking up to stiffness, fatigue, and the fear of falling, older adults can rise into a day that feels steadier, brighter, and more independent. Within a few weeks, many report less joint pain, stronger steps, and more energy to enjoy the activities they love. The beauty of this routine is its simplicity. None of the steps require expensive equipment, special supplements, or radical lifestyle changes. They are within reach of nearly everyone. Yet their impact is profound. By investing just 30 to 60 minutes each morning in these habits, you give your muscles the support they need not just for the day ahead but for years to come. Aging may change the body, but it does not strip away the ability to grow stronger. With a comprehensive morning routine, you reclaim power over your health. You send a message to your legs, your balance, and your independence. I am not giving up. I am building strength. And every morning, in small, steady steps, you make that promise real. For countless older adults, the greatest barrier to protecting their legs and maintaining strength isn't a lack of resources or even willpower. It's the myths they've been told and repeated for years. These myths are so common, so woven into the cultural fabric, that many accept them without question. But behind each one lies a quiet danger. They give permission to ignore the very habits that could protect independence. To truly build strength after 65, it is not enough to know what to eat or how to move. It is equally important to unlearn what is false. By breaking free of these misconceptions, seniors can see clearly that their health is not slipping away because of fate or inevitability, but because of choices that can, in fact, be changed. Myth 1. Muscle loss is inevitable with aging. Perhaps the most damaging belief is that muscle decline is simply a natural part of growing older. People say it with resignation. Of course I can't climb stairs like I used to, I'm 75, or my legs hurt because I'm old, that's just how it is. While it is true that the body becomes less efficient at building and maintaining muscle with age, this does not mean weakness is unavoidable. Research consistently shows that seniors, even in their 70s, 80s, and beyond, can increase muscle mass, strength, and balance with the right nutrition and habits. Imagine two neighbors, both 70 years old. One skips breakfast, snacks on refined carbs, and avoids protein. The other begins each day with eggs or yogurt, adds leafy greens and seeds, drinks water before coffee, and takes short walks after breakfast. Within months, the difference becomes obvious. One feels steady and independent, while the other grows slower and less confident. The distinction isn't age, it's routine. Muscle loss accelerates when the body is undernourished, inactive, or left in a prolonged fasting state each morning. But when given protein, minerals, and light activity, muscles respond, even later in life. Seniors in clinical studies who adopted new morning habits reported better energy, stronger grip, and more stable walking. The myth that weakness is inevitable robs people of hope when, in truth, the body retains remarkable resilience. Age sets the stage, but choices write the script. Myth 2. If I'm not hungry, I don't need breakfast. Another dangerous misconception is that breakfast is optional, especially for those who just don't feel hungry in the morning. Appetite often declines with age, and many older adults wake up believing a cup of coffee will be enough until lunch. Others have been convinced by trendy diets that skipping breakfast saves calories or promotes health. The problem is that the body's biology doesn't agree. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, everyone, hungry or not, wakes in a catabolic state. This means the body is breaking down tissue, often muscle, for energy. For a 30-year-old, waiting until noon to eat might not matter much. But for someone over 65, that extra fasting time translates into hours of additional muscle loss. Over weeks and months, this daily routine becomes one of the fastest ways to accelerate leg weakness. The solution is not to force a large meal when you're not hungry, but to provide targeted nourishment. Even a small breakfast, such as a boiled egg, a half cup of Greek yogurt, or a slice of whole grain toast with almond butter, can shift the body into repair mode. The goal isn't fullness, it's prevention. Seniors who begin eating within 60 minutes of waking consistently report less stiffness, fewer cramps, and stronger steps. Breakfast is not about satisfying appetite, it's about stopping damage before it snowballs. Ignoring food in the morning is like ignoring a small fire, hoping it will put itself out. By the time lunch arrives, the damage is already done. Myth 3. Protein is only for bodybuilders. The third myth lingers stubbornly in the minds of many. Protein is for young men at the gym, not for older adults who aren't trying to bulk up. This misconception has cost countless seniors the strength they could have preserved. Protein is not about building biceps for a magazine cover. It is about protecting the legs that carry you to the bathroom at night, the muscles that let you rise from a chair without help, and the fibers that keep you balanced on uneven ground. As the body ages, its sensitivity to protein declines. This means that to maintain the same level of muscle as before, older adults actually need more protein per pound of body weight, not less. Without it, the body has no choice but to draw protein from its largest reservoir, the legs. This is why weakness shows up most clearly in the thighs, calves, and hips. Protein in the morning is particularly powerful. Studies show that spreading protein intake throughout the day, rather than consuming it all at dinner, maximizes the body's ability to use it for repair. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, tofu, salmon, and even seeds or nuts can all serve as morning anchors. By reaching the target of 20 to 30 grams of protein within the first hour, seniors give their muscles the raw materials they desperately need. Far from being just for athletes, protein is the lifeline for aging bodies. It is the difference between staying active and relying on a cane, between walking confidently and fearing the next fall. Breaking free from the myths. When these three myths, muscle loss is inevitable, I don't need breakfast if I'm not hungry, and protein is only for bodybuilders, are believed, they strip away hope and motivation. They create a passive acceptance of decline, convincing older adults that there is nothing they can do. But the truth is both liberating and empowering. Weakness is not destiny, appetite is not the measure of need, and protein is for everyone who wants to stand tall, walk steady, and live independently. Seniors who challenge these myths often discover a renewed sense of control over their lives. They learn that eating a protein-rich breakfast within an hour of waking isn't a chore, it's an act of self-respect. They realize that muscles, even at 70 or 80, still respond when given the right support. And they understand that far from being a luxury for the young, strength is a necessity for anyone who wants to keep enjoying the simplest pleasures of life. Playing with grandchildren, tending a garden, or walking without fear. The myths were powerful because they felt comforting. They excused weakness, justified habits, and removed responsibility. But once exposed, they lose their hold. What remains is the truth. The body at 65 or 75 is still capable of change. Muscles still listen. Legs still respond. And independence is still within reach, if only the myths are put aside and the mornings are rebuilt with intention. Growing older does not have to mean surrendering to weakness. The heaviness in your legs, the stiffness in your joints, the fatigue that makes even a short walk feel daunting. These are not inevitable signs of aging, but the result of habits that can be changed. Every choice you make in the morning sends a message to your body, and those first minutes after waking hold more power than most realize. By choosing the right breakfast, by drinking water before coffee, and by adding light movement instead of rushing to the chair, you give your muscles the signal they need to repair and rebuild. It isn't about chasing youth, it's about protecting independence, about keeping the strength to climb stairs, carry groceries, and enjoy life without fear. The truth is simple. Strength after 60 starts with mornings. When you nourish your body with protein, healthy fats, and steady fuel, you're not just eating a meal. You're investing in balance, stability, and freedom for years to come. Each day is a fresh chance to reverse decline, to feel steadier on your feet, to reclaim confidence in your stride. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed changes in your legs, your balance, or your energy in the mornings? What small change are you willing to try this week to build strength? Share your story in the comments. I read each one. And if this message resonated with you, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more guidance on living strong, healthy, and independent after 60. Together, we can build mornings that give back the strength aging tried to take away.